Hi, Spring Adventure families. This week we're going to be learning about flowers and we're going to learn what's inside a flower. So, here is a wonderful book to give you all the information you need so that when we look for flowers along our way and when we take apart some of the flowers to see what's inside, you will have the information you need. Enjoy the book. What's Inside a Flower and Other Questions About Science and Nature by Rachel Ignatowski. Flowers live everywhere. They bloom in bustling cities, in lush jungles, soggy swamps, blistering deserts, and high up on rocky mountaintops. Flowers are found growing on trees, in orchards, on the vines of fruit, in grassy fields, and in fancy gardens. Flowers come in many colors, shapes, and sizes. But how does a flower grow? Why do petals bloom on plants? And what's inside a flower? Science will help us answer those questions. And you can see here's the part of the flowers. There's the roots, and then the stem, and the leaves, and the petals. And the whole head right there is called a flower. A flower starts as a seed underground. The seeds will begin to grow roots and its first leaves. So it grows roots down in the ground. The seed above the ground and below, bugs, bacteria, and fungi all mulch, crunch, and wiggle their way through the dirt. By breaking down waste, decomposers make new soil. Soil is the perfect place for a seed to grow into a flower. They are called decomposers. Decomposers eat waste like garbage, dead things, and poops. With time, the seed will become much larger. The flower's roots spread deep into the ground, keeping the plant sturdy so it can grow tall. Rich soil has water and minerals that a plant needs to grow. Rainwater soaks into the soil, traveling down to the roots. The minerals in the soil help the plant grow strong. The root hairs slurp up the water and the minerals. You can see there's the root hairs, and there's the main root that goes up into the stem. A flower stem grows out of the soil. Water and minerals from under the ground travel up through the plant. The stem up through the stem to the rest of the plant. Above the ground is the shoot system. Below the ground is the root system. The stem holds up the plant's leaves and flowers high above the ground. Leaves are food for many animals. And you can see there's a caterpillar and there's a ladybug. An aphid is having a snack while a ladybug stalks its tiny prey. And aphids are little bugs that ladybugs eat. Leaves have the special job of absorbing sunshine. Plants turn sunlight into food in a process called photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, plants use sunlight and water and carbon dioxide from the air to make sugar, another word is glucose, which plants use as food. Turning sunlight into plant food is a plant superpower. And here, there's a microscopic plant cell where the photosynthesis is happening. During photosynthesis, plants also make fresh air. Carbon dioxide from the air goes in, and fresh oxygen comes out. Plants make the oxygen in the air that everyone breathes. Just like people need food to grow big and strong, a flower needs sunshine, water, and minerals to grow. You can see the water and the sunshine and the minerals, and the root takes them all up to the stem. When a flowering plant gets big enough, buds will appear. And there's the little bud. And that's probably what's starting to happen now. Each bud opens little by little until it blossoms into a beautiful flower. So there's the bud, and this is called the sepal. And there's the petal, and that's kind of like little leaves that go around the bud. And there is the flower. Look inside a flower to see where seeds are made. And these are all the different parts. So this is the pistil right here. And inside the pistil is the stigma and the style, an ovule and an ovary. And then this is the stamen with the anther and the filament. And these are the petals. So the pollen goes on there. The stamen, which is these things, make fluffy grains called pollen. The pistil has a sticky stigma and tiny egg cells called ovules. A new seed can only grow when pollen lands on a flower's stigma. This is called pollination. Pollination between flowers that are the same is between flowers that are the same type. A few flowers can make seeds all by themselves. So a sunflower says, I can pollinate, self-pollinate, I can make seeds on my own. Most flowers need pollen from another plant to make seeds. I need your pollen. This is called cross-pollination. And if you look, bees are pollinators. Many flowers need help to be pollinated. Some flowers rely on the wind to spread pollen. Others, flowers use animals. So bumblebees, a hummingbird, moths, and butterflies. These animals are called pollinators. Flowers create nectar that many pollinators love to eat. So here's some more pollinators. We have a bat, and there's some bugs. Bees, butterflies, birds, and bats all reach inside the flowers for a tasty treat. The pollen sticks to their bodies, and as the pollinators snack from flower to flower, they spread pollen and help to create seeds. Flowers attract pollinators in different ways. Many flowers have colorful petals. They are like neon signs saying, nectar's here. Some flowers have strong smells to attract pollinators. Night blooming flowers smell especially sweet, so pollinators can find them in the dark. And you can see the ones that are in the dark are moths and bats. A flower's petal shape makes feeding easy for local pollinators. Some petals are shaped like landing pads for bugs. So you can see these are marigolds. I think we can see some marigolds on our walk this week. And there's daisies. While other flowers are perfect for long tongues and beaks. And those are they're called a trumpet creeper. The more pollinators that visit a flower, the more chances there are for seeds to be made. Many plants use seeds to reproduce and spread new plants around the world. So you can see an oak tree. We've seen acorns. There's sunflower seed, a passion fruit. There's a poppy seed from a flower. We probably have seen these flying around in the air. And of course, the dandelion seeds we see a lot of. And there's seeds inside of tomato. Flowers create new seeds through pollination. Pollen lands on a flower's stigma and grows a tiny tube to travel down until to the ovule, an egg cell. So the pollen lands on there and it goes there. When the pollen grain and the ovule join, a brand new seed begins to grow. And this bee saying a grain of pollen and an ovule each have half of what it takes needed to make a seed. This is how pollen begins to fertilize the ovule. As the seed gets bigger, the flower begins to change. Petals wilt and fall as a fruit or pod grows to protect the seed. And you look like around the apple scene. Yum. There is the pea pods. The fruit, husk, and pods that protect seeds come in all shapes and sizes. Look at how big that one is. And we've seen those along our walk. I love those plants. They're so pretty. There's a cucumber. Look at all those different kinds. We might have seen a beech nut as well. And those are really amazing when you see them. Time passes and seeds become ready to be planted. Some seeds will burst out of their pods and grow wherever they fall. Other seeds will be eaten by animals and scattered when they poop. Seeds travel near and far. They roll down hills, fly on the wind, and float away in the water. Some seeds have wings to help them glide. Some seeds are hard and heavy. There are even seeds with hooks to catch a ride on a passerby, and you can see there's a little seed. It's on a kitty cat. Once a seed finds a spot in the soil, a new plant will grow. A seed germinates, which means it begins to grow. A plant sprouts its first leaves and new roots. Bit by bit, the plant will grow big and strong. A bud is the start of a flower growing on a plant. There's the bud. When the plant is ready to be pollinated and make now the plant is ready to be pollinated and make new seeds. And here is once a seed finds a spot in the soil, a new plant will grow and a new flower will bloom. We've learned how each part of a flower does an important job. Seeds are made inside the flower. The petals help to attract the pollinator. The leaves absorb sunlight to make food. The stem holds the plant up tall. The roots slurp up the water and the minerals in the soil. We have also learned that flowers do important things for everyone. A flower's seeds help spread new plants all over the world. Plants make fresh air. Flowers grow into food for people and animals. And plants also do countless other things. They can be habitats for animals like bird nests, and they can provide shade for you to read on and make you smile because they're so beautiful. What will you plant in your garden? What will you grow? Yummy tomatoes, sweet smelling lavender, giant sunflowers. Whatever you plant in your garden will be lovely because you know what's inside a flower and you understand the science that makes flowers special. Happy flowers means a happy earth for you and for me. And I hope you enjoyed that story. And if you were to get this book out of the library, there are all kinds of resources in the back. I hope you enjoyed this book. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to see you on Wednesday as we discover what's inside a flower.